is there an increase, we'll just make it all one, of these sorts of attacks, right? Terrorist car ramming and stabbing kills 2 at Manchester synagogue on Yom Kippur. This is one of their days, man. 35-year-old British man of Syrian descent. Oh no, tell me his name is not Jihad.
Stop it.
Bro.
Stop it.
This is, no, you can't be serious. Not London, Manchester. Okay, thank you. This dude, the dude's name is Jihad Al.
Jihad Al. It's like Weird Al, but jihadist.
Oh gosh. Carried out a terrorist attack at Manchester's Heaton Park Hebrew Congregation Synagogue during Yom Kippur service, ramming a vehicle into worshippers and stabbing victims, resulting in 2 deaths and 3. Jeez, Lord have mercy. Police shot the attacker at the scene after he ignored warnings and displayed a fake suicide vest. Prime Minister Keir Starmer condemned the assault as anti-Semitic terrorism, returned early from abroad to lead an emergency response, and announced increased security at synagogues across Britain amid a probe into possible accomplices.
Here's his little speech. Let's hear his accent.
Earlier today, on Yom Kippur, the holiest day for the Jewish community, a vile individual committed a terrorist attack that attacked Jews because they are Jews and attacked Britain because of our values.
But then everyone's going to point to the obvious with these guys.
Well,
most popular name in the UK is Muhammad.
I would just watched a video from a UK liberal creator that's kind of caping for this whole idea that, you know, there's nothing wrong in Britain. We need to allow the immigrants in, and, you know, Islamic folks who are, they tend to lean liberal if they're younger, and they tend to assimilate. And it's like, yeah, when they're younger, but like, who do you think they become when they get older?
Oof.
You know what I mean? And you're talking about just folks that got a very different paradigm of the world. They got a very different view of women. They got a very different view of other faiths. They have a conquester mentality. They don't like Jewish people. Like there's no way around it. It's awful.
Tommy Robinson, this guy.
Yes,
he's crashing out on the Middle Eastern representatives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's his thing. And again, I don't know enough about Tommy to have.
It's like one of those things where like
a perspective on all of his views.
Like, you know? I am shocked and appalled by the attack on a synagogue in Manchester on the holiest day for the Jewish community. My thoughts are with the victim, their loved ones, and everyone affected. But apparently she's a super like pro-Palestine, like pro Hamas.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult to detangle that worldview.
It is.
The pro-Palestine, pro-Palestine from pro-Hamas. I think it's very difficult to detangle. And I'm going to do a video on this at some point. I've actually been trying to get some insight, trying to figure out how to approach it. I want to do a video on the weird horseshoe of the far left and radical jihadi Islam. What's happening in the UK, Israel derangement syndrome.
This is crazy. Look at this. Bushra Sheikh, horrified to learn of the attack outside a synagogue in Manchester, where 4 have been injured. My thoughts are with those affected by this criminal act. We are yet to learn the motivations behind the crime. Oh, what could the motivations be? But I blame Netanyahu and his live streamed side.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and then Tommy Robinson says, blames Jews for terrorist attack against Jews.
The Church of Latter-day Saint had an awful, awful, awful tragedy that just happened. It happened while I was on my way to Dallas. So some of you guys are like, hey, why didn't you hit this topic? Is this terrible? And I was traveling that day, going to Dallas. I landed Monday, spoke a bunch. And anyway, I was busy. I was not online, but I did want to make sure that we talked about it. 2 days after a devastating attack on a Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints shattered a small Michigan community, investigators are combing the wreckage of the burned out chapel for clues that might help make sense of what the FBI says must be maybe a targeted act of violence. Now, when this first came out, what happened? Both sides were blaming each other. You had the left saying, oh, he's another MAGA guy, right? Same thing that happened with the Tyler Robinson situation because his parents were conservative. They just assumed he was conservative despite him having a trans furry boyfriend. And now the other side was saying, oh, see, this is another attack, another heated attack against people of faith, against conservative people.
Okay.
Right? The reality is that it's not either.
It's more like mental.
This sounds like a Iraq war veteran who had some PTSD, was dating a LDS woman or trying to be in a relationship with an LDS woman, and more or less couldn't fit into their expectations of him.
Wow.
Yeah. So it says the attacker who had disparaging comments about the LDS, it was documented that I think he called them the Antichrist in a conversation weeks before, unleashing bullets and fire on its adherents, drove his car into the chapel where he opened fire and set ablaze the building. And the images of this were awful. And we're not going to highlight this dude's name or put his picture on stuff. He was killed in a police shootout. 4 people were killed and 8 were surrounded by gunfire. The Grand Plank Township Police Chief said, adding all are expected to recover. 3 others suffered smoke inhalation. I want to say that when I saw Metatron talk about this, the police were on the scene, I believe within a minute.
Wow.
Like they were there quick and took this dude out fast.
Come on, somebody.
So props to the law enforcement in this city for just being on it. Condolences to all the LDS members because this is awful. Like this is really sad. And these sorts of things, I don't know the data. The data is conflicted on how often are there attacks against churches. It seems like it's more frequent. And I would say, obviously, we have some strong disagreements with the LDS, but I think on a surface level, people are going to identify them as kind of being within the Venn diagram of like conservative traditional values, right?
Yeah, totally.
And so this is absolutely horrific, and I'm shocked that this is consistently happening. It seems like churches, whether it's Catholic churches, are getting shot of the LDS thing. Now, again, this does not seem like an act of political violence. This does not seem like an act of, hey, we're going after all conservatives or we're going after all Christians or anything like that.
Yeah.
This is a targeted attack based on someone who had a fallout relationally with a woman and started to grow more and more angry and resentful towards this community. Odds are he had a psychotic break that led to this.
Yeah.
And so, those are, oh my gosh.
What in the world?
Yeah, I didn't know it was that bad. I remember seeing the drone footage shots of this, and it was terrible. It was terrible. And so this idea that we're not going to address this because they're Mormons or like this is not tragic or Mormons aren't Christians or whatever, it's kind of silly to me. Like any attack against any house of worship is awful. Right? Like if this were to happen to a Jewish synagogue, which it did a while back in San Diego, there was a Jewish synagogue that was attacked. This is absolutely awful. This is terrible. And it raises security concerns and security threats and makes people way more cautious, situationally aware, so on and so forth. Again, you guys know that, we're both, me and Zach are both 2A guys.
Come on.
I was just getting advice from Sean Ryan's team on the best conceal and carry for myself.
What'd they say?
Glock 43X, which I don't think is California compliant.
It's not?
And a SIG, something.
Well, they might make it California compliant.
Yeah, there is a SIG here.
This is incredibly crazy. And it's weird how he kind of just, well-known, love member of his family, activist. Yeah, it's crazy how he kind of just crashed out and decided to, with not a very interesting motive, unless he actually thinks they're the Antichrist.
Well, I think it was, hey, they're telling him to cover up his tattoos. They're telling him to dress a certain way. That was kind of what I was hearing from some of the stuff. And then, yeah, you have PTSD, probably unresolved, which a lot of soldiers who've seen military action overseas do have.
Yeah.
And like something as simple as like cover up your tattoos can completely send you off this whirlwind. And then you're just indiscriminately attacking an entire congregation of people that had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Like this is not on them. That you got into it. You're into some relationship with some woman and she wants you to, I don't know, dress different.
Yeah. There's levels to this, which is like, one is it's never enough. There's never enough things to justify this type of action.
Right.
And then when you look at this type of action, it's never actually big enough to achieve the person's psychotic wishes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, the LDS is the Antichrist. It's like, you're not taking out the LDS. You took out one tiny little church building and you destroyed these lives, but in the grand scheme of things, you did nothing to the LDS church except for this. And so it's like, obviously no one wins, but I guess no one wins with like literal psychosis.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad, man. And so it's like, it's not too, I'm not trying to humanize this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying, that's not the point. Like, this dude's a piece of crap, scum of the earth, awful human being, romance in the church, so on and so forth. But this is wild. Apparently, he said there's a give, send, go for the kid and wife. Oof. I don't know, man. That's harsh. That's harsh. I mean, that's
Ruslan, you know what I've been saying about give, send, go.
Yeah, they kind of just let anybody get anything.
You know
bro.
what I've been saying about give, send, go. I mean, it's fair to, raise money for everyone impacted, even if they weren't the.
Yeah, give, send, go. They just kind of.
But give, send, go.
I think someone reached out from give, send, go. By the way,
I remember that.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, no, we just believe in free speech." I was like, first of all, your name comes from the Gospels, like the stories.
Sheesh.
And you guys are just a platform, an unmoderated money platform. It's not good,
man. So prayers up to all those that are impacted. Prayers up to all the LDS folks that are hurt. I mean, I was grieving with you guys. I think, again, this sort of stuff jolts people of faith everywhere. Yeah. So whether it's Jews, whether it's Mormons, whether it's Christians, whether it's whoever, like, these sorts of things are not good. And when you keep telling people this group is committing a genocide against this group, what do you think the person with the psychotic break is going to do?
Yeah.
Right. It's that whole moral dilemma of, like, if you can travel back in time, would you kill baby Hitler?
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's like you're telling Transformer community that they're trying to erase you. You're saying the Israelis, the Jewish government is committing a genocide on the Palestinians. You keep saying this sort of stuff. What do you think the person is going to do when they do have the psychotic break?
Yeah.
From their paradigm, I need to stop the genocide.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. And so, which, by the way, I think multiple things can be true. I think you could say, hey, Israel can do better in certain aspects. Hey, maybe some Christians can be intentional to not dehumanize folks from trans community. Like there could be multiple things that could be true, but to use words like genocide so flippantly, like, you don't think that's going to have ripple effects? Right now, again, the situation with the Mormon church, I think, is a little different. But hey, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you liked it, then hit the like button. If you liked it a lot and have a thought to share, leave a comment. If you are listening to this on the podcast app, make sure to leave a review, and you could even leave a comment over there. And if you want to watch another video that is recommended just for you, hit this video over here. Let me know if they nailed it. Also, you can partner with us monthly, which helps us out a lot in our monthly community. Get access to early drops and all that kind of good stuff over here. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.